You know that feeling when you really want something to work out and you give it your everything, your energy, your hope, and you've even already imagined it happening, but then it just doesn't work out. It's easy to think that something went wrong, but what if everything actually went right, just not in the way that you imagined it? It could be a job that you really wanted, or a house that you wanted to buy or move into, even a deal that you wanted to close. And that feeling of when it just doesn't go your way or the way that you expected it to can really hurt. And it's funny because I think a lot of the time we start to look at ourselves and think, like, what did we do wrong? Or why can't these people just see that I am the right fit? And it's so easy to start kind of criticizing or judging ourselves and looking inwards when things just don't work out the way we expected, especially when we feel, we're so qualified for whatever it is, the job, buying the house, or any of that. It's not an easy thing to accept. Being able to accept that, some things just aren't meant to be, and it doesn't necessarily mean that there is something wrong with us or that we aren't qualified. But it's remembering that in the moment, that it isn't about you, and still believing in yourself and still having the confidence in yourself that you are deserving of those things and you are qualified for those things. It just wasn't the right time. It wasn't aligned with the universe in that moment. The old version of me in situations like this would really self-criticize and judge and just take it so personally and almost be a victim when things like that happen, when I would be faced with rejection. And what I've learned is that the universe will give you what is aligned for you and what is right for you. So when something did feel like it was the right thing for you and you went for it and it didn't work out, it doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with you or anything's lacking. It's just that that might not have been aligned with where you were at in that moment or who you are. And a lot of the time that happens for a good reason. And there's something better around the corner for you. Something that I recently experienced this week is my husband and I have been looking for a place to live, and with us both being self-employed, we knew it was going to be kind of a challenge because some landlords just don't like this idea of self-employment and look at regular 9-to-5 jobs as more stable income. But anyways, we applied for this place that we really loved and had all the qualifications, the credit score, the income, the assets, everything aligned in that sense. And the offer got declined, and unfortunately the landlord didn't want to give us reasons why, and they told their agent not to continue pursuing this deal with us. And at first both my husband and I were disappointed, I guess, to say the least. Like, we really loved this place and we imagined ourselves moving into it and living there long term and starting a family there and just growing and building our life there. And so to have it turned down, which is something we just didn't expect either, was really hard at first. At least I can speak for myself. I went through a lot of different emotions. At first, I was really frustrated with the landlord and their agent. And then I felt sad because I really loved that place, and it just imagining ourselves living there and everything, it was really hard to accept that that wasn't going to be the place that was going to happen at. And then eventually I got to a point where I remembered that what's meant for me will come to me, and it will come to me with ease. And at the end of the day, the way the landlord and their agent handled this wasn't very respectful, to be honest. So I think the universe was doing its job and making sure that we didn't end up with a difficult landlord. And, if the deal was that complicated or difficult at the start, I can't imagine how, what it would be like living in that person's house if we needed help with something, maybe a small repair. Like, maybe they just wouldn't be those kind of landlords that we deserve, ones that would be there for us and we could have a good relationship with. So at the end of the day, there's always a silver lining when something doesn't go your way, and there's always good reason why it didn't work out. So I guess that's the message today, is just trust in the universe and know that what's meant for you will happen with ease. You don't need to force it. And it's okay if something that you really wanted doesn't work out. It just might not be right for you. And you'll be able to look back at some point and see that and see why it didn't work out and what good came out of it not working out. And it's really cool to talk about it like this, because like I said, like old me probably would have just really like taken it personally and had a hard time getting over it. But this new, I guess not new version of me, but I guess new version of me, but the evolved version of me now just understands how the world works a little bit more, and have just can trust that the universe has my best interests and it has my back. It's not working against me, it's working for me. And that mindset shift really helps get through moments like this where you feel disappointed, and it's really easy to kind of take the victim mindset route and just feel sorry for yourselves that it didn't work out. But having this mindset of not being a victim to it and just trusting that something better is around the corner really makes getting through times like this so much easier, and just life in general so much easier, just knowing that the world's not working against me, it's working for me. So if you're going through anything like this, or you've experienced something like this recently, my message to you is just trust that the universe has your back, because it does, and what's meant for you is just around the corner. I think I'm going to close out the video here. If you made it this far, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you so much, and I'll see you in the next one.